Are you interested in real estate investing but not quite sure where to get started? Do you want to get the know-hows on creating ongoing passive income using the buy and hold strategy? Hi, I'm Janice Bowles, licensed realtor and co-founder of B Premier Ventures, a real estate development and consulting firm where we buy and beautify distressed real estate, renovate it, and resell for profit. With over 15 years of investing experience, B Premier has extensive knowledge in rural land development, and flips, and rental acquisitions. B Premier's current portfolio consists of properties within Florida and Virginia. Our firm services includes investor project consulting, project management, and group coaching. For more information, visit our website at bpremierventures.com and schedule a complimentary discovery session or subscribe to our email list. It's free. Follow me on Instagram at Janice Bowles for additional real estate investing tips. B Premier Ventures, we buy and beautify.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of Let's Do It Talk Show. It's your girl, Ladrine Howard Peterson, the CEO and founder of Do It, delivering on ideas and thoughts. And you know what I do in a nutshell. I help to turn dreamers into doers, and I do it from two aspects. I do it from the aspect of career development, resume writing, and interview preparation. You got a problem on your job? I'm your girl. And then I also do it from a business aspect. If you have some ideas and thoughts and don't know where to start, come see me. If you have some ideas and you don't know how to put them into a business plan, come and see your girl. So you know what we do every week. We come to you and we bring you this platform. So Let's Do It Talk Show is a platform that was created for entrepreneurs. But you know, we believe in the whole part of it. So we talk about faith, we talk about finances, we talk about the future and legacy building, and we also talk about family and relationships. So today we have a special treat for you. So, you know, all this month we have been talking about women power and celebrating Women's Month. We are continuing in that tradition. So the title of today's episode is She's So Dope. She's so dope. And it was easy to come up with that title. So we're going to be talking about woman power. So y'all remember, like some time back I had did a post, so we'll talk about that a little bit. And then a woman's narrative, right? Y'all heard of those before. Women inspiring nations, right? It all rings like a bell. It all brings a theme around our special guest. So what I normally do is I talk about my weekend first, right? Before we get started and introduce our guests. So I didn't do pictures because I stayed in this weekend. So the coronavirus is serious, and I know that there are a lot of memes and everything that's online. I've been laughing. Last week I shared our church choir rocking to Wash Your Hands. But it's serious out there, and as you all see, the numbers are increasing. And it's not for everybody to be scared, but be cautious, be careful, make sure that you're washing your hands and taking all of the other precautions that are out there, because as you see, the numbers are growing and growing, and it's actually getting closer to your circle. So the levels of degrees that it was separated, no more. I actually got a text today from someone whose sister is seriously ill. So y'all be careful about it. Again, not to be scared. Yes, God sits on the throne, and I believe in God. I know he's going to see us through this situation, but it's real. And y'all know my situation from last year of having the virus. It was real. I was sick from the ending of January and got cleared in July. And it started from a little small cold that I caught from somebody else. So y'all be careful with that. And also on the weekend, what I pretty much did was I relaxed. So I mean bubble baths, facials, all Yes, so we are going to go ahead and introduce you also. Let's start with Janice and then we'll go to you. So who do we have here
Good
today?
evening, everyone. My name is Janice Bowles. I am a author, business owner, real estate investor, realtor, and I have a small business called B Premier Ventures where we buy and beautify. I'm delighted to be here with you guys. Usually here on, second Mondays of every month, giving information with regards to real estate investing. And I'm also here on the third Mondays as well, just being a co-host with the Fabulous Dream.
Yeah, entrepreneurship, all of that, legacy building, all of that great stuff. Hey, VIP guys. So, and it's so funny because you my girl, you my friend, but we're going to do this introduction thing right. So we have in the studio with us none other than not just Cheryl, but Dr. Cheryl Wood. So, I mean, it may just be some people online that don't know you. I think like my connection to you is connection to almost all the people I know from a business aspect. Mm-hmm. So just tell the people a little teeny bit about you, those who don't know.
Okay, so hello, I'm Dr. Cheryl Wood. So excited to be here with Miss Ladrine on her new show. Is it really new still?
It's actually not, but
okay,
you can say
I'm glad
new.
I finally got invited. Okay. We have history. We have history as well.
We do.
I'm just thrilled to be here in the studio live. So I always like to give kind of a little bit about the personal side and the professional side. The personal side, which is of course for me most important. I'm a mother of 3. I cannot believe I'm about to have 3 teenagers. Girl. But right now I have a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, and a 16-year-old. So life is changing for me as I have known it. Yeah. And I'm a wife. My husband and I, we will be celebrating 13 years of marriage April the 6th. Praise God, because a lot of people don't make it to 13 seconds, and they be like, this was a mistake.
Some people make it to 26 and be like, can I get my years back?
Exactly.
I ain't saying no names.
20 years into the relationship, 13 years of I do.
That's
marriage.
a blessing.
And marriage is work, so we work on it every day.
Yes.
And I have a twin sister, Cherie. Many of you might know her, Cherie Good. We call ourselves the Twin Powers. She's in the health industry. I'm in, the motivational empowerment industry, if you will. And I love my family. Family is like number one, God and family. Then professionally, I am, an international motivational speaker. I get to travel all over the world. I love what I do. And when I look back, like when you popped up pictures like that, and I look, I'm like, oh my God. Sometimes you forget how far you've come. Mm-hmm. You forget how many lives God has allowed you to impact. And I just love the work that I get to do, that I get to touch women's lives, get to allow them or help them to think bigger than they might be currently thinking.
Absolutely.
And to have greater confidence in themselves, belief in themselves, be willing to be tenacious and take some risks, even when it scares them.
Right.
And so I wrap all of that up into the speaking, as well as being able to train and equip new and emerging women speakers to share their stories and to share their voice and find the power in their voice.
Yeah.
I love it. I love what I do.
And you do it very wonderful, brilliantly. All of the adjectives that you can think of to describe it, that's what you do and that's what you rock. So your bio was great, but there's so many more things that you do and that we know you for. So let's just start off with the first one. We will dig into it, and after this, I'll just ask you a couple of questions, kind of interview you. I'm gonna pay you back. Remember I was on your show and you interviewed me? It was a
and look at me, I'm putting my fingers all over the thing. They're gonna fuss me out and put me out of the studio.
No, they're not.
I'm like one of those real animated people, so I gotta be touching something or moving or.
You already know. You are actually like home when we be dancing in the middle or doing whatever going on, but you are at home, so relax and do what you do.
Awesome.
So the first topic that we're talking about is woman power. Mm-hmm. Not girl power, but woman power. So for me, it's a step above girl power. Mm-hmm. It is being supportive. It is a lady boss being transparent, brings the A game, and lives life to the fullest. Mm-hmm. So when you all think of the word woman power, what comes to your mind? What do you think of? Any other words you would add to it to describe it?
I think risk taker.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely just boss status,
Yes, boss.
Innovator.
You gotta say boss.
Boss.
There you go.
Multitasker,
Yes.
all the above. Just all Wonder Woman in
Yeah.
a sense, do everything.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, when I think of woman power, I think of a woman who makes a definitive decision
Yes.
about what she wants, what she doesn't want. She's willing to divorce herself from the
Yeah.
things that don't serve her well,
Right.
and the things that
that
she
was
doesn't
good.
want. And she's willing to commit to getting to where she knows she belongs, even when it's hard.
Yes.
Like it's a commitment, not just, oh, I'm interested in becoming that.
Yeah.
No, I'm committed to becoming that. Number one, because I deserve it.
Right.
Number two, because the world and life is full of possibilities, so why not? And even though I know there's going to be challenges and obstacles along the way, all of those challenges and obstacles are going to be worth it once I get to that person that I know I'm deserving of becoming.
Definitely.
So yeah, just
Definitely.
like you said, taking the risks, going
Yeah.
for it, scared or not. You put everything
Yeah.
in it, like, and
Yeah.
being willing to sacrifice for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. That was good. You saw my questions, but here we go.
I did not see her questions, y'all.
No, you didn't.
This
you
is
didn't.
totally impromptu.
You didn't, but that was good. It's one of
Did
the
you send me
questions that I have. I did not.
Oh, okay.
I purposely didn't
I was
send
like,
you
did I miss
questions.
that along with the time I was supposed to be?
No, you did not. You did not. You're doing well. You're doing well. So my question.
It's the connection.
Yes.
There you go.
So we all know that your beautiful children are your greatest accomplishments in life, right? We all know that. Besides your family, and from a business perspective or a personal goal, what has been the greatest accomplishment to date?
Oh man. Okay, I want to say getting paid real good money for what I do.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's like a piece of it. Just getting to a place where I know I deserve everything that's happening. Right? Like, I was working, grinding, hustling for it, trying to convince everybody else, but I hadn't convinced me yet.
Yeah.
So now when I get the opportunities, I just spoke for NASA a couple weeks ago. I've spoken for the FBI, the U.S. Department of Defense, the United Nations.
Yes,
List goes
yes,
on and on.
yes.
Being in a space now where it's not a surprise when I get the call. It's a, God, I belong here because I have paid my dues. I have put in the work. I have sacrificed. I have given up more than most people. I have kept going when most people gave up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I belong here, and this opportunity it had my name engraved on it. So
you
being in
playing.
that space
I'm
of
gonna
clarity,
interview you.
right.
I'm like,
not, oh my God,
Good.
I still
Like,
get
let's go.
excited.
Yeah.
But it's a different type of excitement. It's an excitement like, okay, God is expanding my territory once again.
Yes.
But I know that I've put in the work to get this opportunity. And that's a good feeling internally. Not to be second guessing whether you should have gotten it, what they saw in you.
Yeah.
You already know what they saw in you.
Yeah.
Because it's the thing that God gave you.
Yeah.
So all of us, we have our unique lane of brilliance that we're all walking
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
And when somebody gets the opportunity to experience that, that's a blessing for both you and for them.
Yeah.
So now I see it as that.
Yeah, and I can directly and definitely relate to you. You know my story of coming up in the federal
Yes.
government,
Yep.
youngest little black girl from Southeast, still hood, and talking like this in the boardroom. But they knew what I was saying was correct.
Yes.
They sent me around the world, and I knew my space. So I'm like, go ahead and do the intro, whatever you need to do. And then they'll be like, Ladrine Peterson would present. I would be like, and they would be looking like yes.
Yeah.
And over in China, I'm doing everything. But I was comfortable.
Yeah.
I knew what I was doing, so I understand exactly what you mean by that.
And I want to piggyback on that too, because that's so important that we get to a place where we acknowledge our greatness and are aware of it and walk in it, because there are some people who will never acknowledge it. It doesn't matter how brilliant you are, doesn't matter how many platforms you're on, doesn't
Right.
matter how many, there are certain people that we look for kind of that confirmation from.
Yeah.
And
Validation.
sometimes those aren't the people who are going to give it to you.
Yeah.
And they will never, because they don't have the capacity to give it to you.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
feel like, well, if I acknowledge that person's greatness, somehow it dims my greatness.
Oh,
And there are a lot of
Yeah.
people, let me just say, a lot of people, especially in the entrepreneurial space, which gets smaller, the more you get out, it's smaller and smaller. You see the same people, same names, whatever. And it is a lot of people who don't, they say one thing and it
Yeah.
sounds good and it looks good when you post it on, but they really they have not developed the capacity to celebrate other people's greatness and to sit in the background while other people are being promoted and elevated to their greatness.
Yeah.
And just so funny you happen to mention that, because I'm seeing that even myself as I'm beginning to share more about me being in the real estate investing industry, as a female. And I want to let you know that me meeting you 6 years ago, with all the personal aspects of why I really initially came to you, it's helped me on this side as far as opening up business-wise.
Yep.
Because we've done this for so long.
Yeah.
Yes, my husband was the backbone initially, but I actually took the initiative. And it's like, okay, even now when I'm on site with some of the guys and what have you, it's like they're waiting for the husband.
Right.
And it's like, no, I'm the boss.
Right.
I'm here, But again, the validation and the folks who I wanted to get that validation and approval from, it's not there.
Yeah.
And at first it kind of stifled me, but now I'm at the point now with growth.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't matter.
And
I'm still
I want to
the
correct the word. It's not even validation. You don't want validation from them because you already know what you're doing and you know what you're talking about. You don't need validation from them. You wanted confirmation and encouragement and empowerment to say, I see you. Like especially as women, like we need to let another woman know, I see you.
Yes.
Sis, I see you. I don't care if it's a text message, an inbox message, a Facebook, an
That's
email, or telling me to my face. I want you to confirm for me, I see you, you doing the darn thing. You are a boss.
right.
Like that gives you so much more confidence
It
and
does.
enthusiasm to go after what you want. So I don't need you to validate me because I did the work.
Right.
Like
Right,
I took the
right.
classes, I invested in myself, I did all the
Exactly.
things that I'm supposed to do. So I don't need to validate. But I would like your
Recognition.
confirmation and recognition.
Yes.
Recognition.
Yeah. And that's a big thing. So coming up, I never, I had a different come up, right? My family and everyone always told me how great I was as a little kid. So that was a blessing in disguise. When I come in contact with people who don't have that, at first I couldn't relate to them, but now I can understand and I can see what goes on with them. And it has shifted me. Never was egotistic, never cocky. I was confident as a little girl. And so now coming into various spaces, so in the corporate American space, I rock that. You know what I mean? So coming in the entrepreneur space was a little teeny bit different. And I was like, wait a minute, I don't even understand this in terms of, it's a different space of, in corporate America, you have colleagues.
Right.
Right?
That's right.
In entrepreneur space, you have your select within your space sisterhood. So it's a
That's very
difference.
small.
Like
Yeah.
in the entrepreneur space, I knew the policies. I knew it would be like section 103.4, and they could say whatever they want to say, and I'm out. It didn't make a difference.
Right.
In the sister space, you like, I don't know about that. Kind of like whenever good, they looking, they nodding, and you know what I mean. So it is appreciative to have that extra piece, but you gotta have self-confidence. So that's a whole different story. We're talking about the icing layer on the cake. So
Yes.
definitely agree with you in terms of that standpoint. So you are definitely the epitome of a mover and a shaker.
Come on.
Like you continuously evolve over time and quickly do so. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
People can evolve, but you move and shake for real because you do it quickly. That's why when you said know when to get out of something, that's why I was like, you saw my question. So for me, I have deemed you like the swift shift. Like you
Okay,
make
I like it.
shifts,
I
right?
like it,
But
yeah.
you do it very swiftly.
Yeah.
And not everything don't be all 100%, but you be moving as you go, and the outcome of it is brilliant. And you're paving ways. It's not copying off of what other people did. Like I can go back to our conversation about SpeakerCon. I remember sitting for your daughter's birthday, and you like, look.
I got an idea.
You like, look at this, and talking through it, and I just remember your face, and then every time you talked about it, when your daughter did the seminar for the young kids, and you was like, I'm trying to do or whatever, and I was like a hub. You was like, that's it.
Yeah.
So the whole discussion, you move in and out in terms of everything that you do. So how you started the magazine. The magazine was good, and by all means, thank you for the opportunity to write in it. But your shift to what you're doing now in terms of She's So Dope, in terms of the title of our show, I said, shoot, let me just take all Cheryl stuff and make the show. So that's how we came up with all the different, and I know you saw like the running theme of it. I was like, shoot, I told Janice, like, we can rock this. But that whole thing, explain or describe how and why you move in a swift shift manner.
You know what? Because, okay, I'm going to tell you, so this is funny. There's this song, it was written like in 1977, but by George Benson, or he sang it, I don't know if he wrote it.
Okay.
But when I was young, I say around like 14 to 16, I used to sing, and I would go to these events and talent shows, and I remember this guy, this older guy, singing this song. That's how I became aware of the song. And the song is like, everything must change, nothing stays the same. And that sticks with me, and so like I have introduced Jayana to that song, and so every time something shifts or changes, I sing the song, or we'll sing it together. So I pull that in to say everything in life changes. Absolutely nothing stays the same, except you know, the young people gonna get old. It's like there's certain things, but most things in life are going to change. So the question is, are you going to change with it? Are you going to shift and pivot, or are you going to stay the same and end up being the dinosaur in the room? Just like now with coronavirus. So about a year ago, I started seeing the trend in the marketplace that everything was going digital. And I want to talk to you face to face. I love this kind of engagement, especially as a speaker. You want an audience, because you know they're going to give you their feed. You're going to feed off of their energy. They're going to feed off of your energy. It's a great thing, great experience. But as I'm watching my mentors and the people who are already, you know, thriving even beyond me, I'm watching them move to digital platforms. And I'm like, okay, I don't like this. But it's not about what I like or don't like. It's not about preference. It's not about comfort. It's about what is the market demanding now? And are you going to shift with it? Or are you going to find yourself here a year later, coronavirus, you can't go to no speaking engagement.
That's right.
They're canceling everything. Now you're not earning any revenue. So for me, it's keeping that urgency in my mind that things are going to change at some point. And it might be today, it might be 6 months from now, it might be a year from now. So when you see changes in the marketplace, you had better catch on, or you want to find yourself in a world full of trouble trying to figure out, how did I get here? Well, now my business is failing, or I'm going to have to close my doors because I didn't create multiple streams of revenue, or I didn't look at how the market was moving forward and decide to move forward with it. So even though I didn't love digital, I was like, oh girl, you got to look at what's happening, because success leaves clues. Are you paying attention to the clues? So for me, it's pay attention to the clues and then shift and pivot with the clues. So because of that, guess what? Now I'm okay right now. I'm okay because I've implemented all of this digital stuff. My private my coaching clients, digital. My clients who do critique my speech sessions, that's digital. I even do corporate webinars on leadership. It's all via webinar, digital. My new Vocalize Women Speaker Certification Program is digital. We have one piece of the platform that's a live intensive, but we can move that. But everything else, the whole 12 months, it's all digital. So guess what? My revenue doesn't stop coming in just because coronavirus is here.
That's right.
So that's why, because I understand that everything must change.
You get into real estate and investing, the same concept. People right now, they're in a panic mode. These rates are amazing.
I know.
They have to take advantage of this. I mean, they just have to jump on board. And I just, 2008, that happened. It was terrible, but it's the same concept. Right now, this is the time frame that the wealthy are taking advantage of every aspect within the stock market, real estate, and everything. And they're just going to profit, because this will not last. Everything will change.
Everything will change.
The cycle would go up again, and that's where the profit comes into. So it's that just goes for everything.
It's what everything in life. When you think about the telephones that people use, the new iPhone is a computer times a computer times a computer. So when I go different places, I'm like, I got my iPhone. They're like, no, you can't do this. So it's the whole thing of people always talk about Apple and what they're doing with their phone. But they're smart with it. They come out with something and they add something that you can't have. Like, you can't even work and utilize it if you're not on the brand new phone. If you're on the old phone, you are all right, but your picture's not coming out with the 3 cameras on the back side and all of these various things. And even in my job, in terms of HR, when we're interviewing contractors, those who are not up to speed on new HR systems and everything,
Yes.
we're not hiring them. Like, that's
Yes.
what we need you to
Yeah,
come in
innovation.
and
Yeah.
do. It's like,
Yeah.
nobody, no more sitting back in the room and reviewing or writing or doing anything. Yes, you're teleworking and you can do it from anywhere, but you still got to log on and connect. You know what I mean? So, in every aspect of it, but I love what you're doing. Your whole little swift shift. Like, every time I turn around, like, you're doing something.
Very
And
strategic.
yes. And I love it. I love it. It reminds me of like a big picture. At work, I'm the devil's advocate person. I'm a strategist. So that's what I do. So when we go in the meeting, they'll go and they'll say this, and I'll go like, what are the threats? What are the opportunities?
Right.
So at the end of this looks good for the upcoming week, even the upcoming year. But how is this going to impact us down the line? And so on and so on. But that's how I've saved my organization so much money, so much time, and so many different processes. So when we're building something, we're building something for 5 years now.
Right.
Down.
Yeah.
So and that's how I think about all things. So yeah.
Well, I love that about you, though. And I'll say this: I don't. So I don't strategize 5 years out. I am a do it now girl.
Do
And
it.
I will figure, I will figure the rest out.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I'm around great women like you, great men and women, who you have the strengths that I don't have. So
Absolutely.
you're one of those people who you strategize. Brian Oles of Black Speakers Network, he's a strategist. He's thinking about, I'm like, Brian, I ain't think about, I didn't think about the 10 steps that we was going. He's like, so what's the onboarding process? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. But I have something that a lot of people don't have, which is the ability to get an idea, grab that idea, and run with that idea.
Yeah.
There are so many people who have the strategic side, but not the side that gets them into motion because they're thinking about what could go wrong. They're they're overthinking and overanalyzing.
Yeah.
I
I
just
have to
so
agree,
happen
that
to
would
be
be
the
me.
opposite.
Yeah.
I don't overthink and overanalyze, but then I need other people, a team, to come in and support and say, okay, now how do we strategically make this make sense for the long haul?
Right, right. Yeah, but that's why you're a true mover and a shaker. When I say epitome, you move and you shake. Playtime is over. We're going to talk about that in a minute. She's
scarred. She's scarred about that.
I'm bringing that up. I'm bringing that back up. This is a little bit to play down the line. Playtime is over. Yeah. So the other thing is, like, I've attended conferences and speaking engagements alongside with you. Either you were a presenter, either you were attendee. So many people come up to you, right? But you remember them. You remember like their name. So I'm not amazed about the number of people that come up to you. They come plentiful, and I'm like, hi, step to the side, let you do what you want to do. You're like, hi, this is a dream. I'm like, hi, go do what you need to do. Because I know y'all don't believe it, but I still have my pieces of my introvert spirit, but
really?
becoming more of an extrovert. Yeah. I really do. So you'll see me in large crowds. I move to the side and let you do what you need to do. But you know their name, you know their story, and you know their situation. So I use myself as an example to try and, improve myself. But you, in terms of knowing, I'm like, nah, I got like me a little bit halfway with Cheryl. Like all these people that you'll be like, hi, so yes, you did this, and you did this, and I'm sitting like, where do I know you from? How do I know you?
I'm fascinated how you can remember.
Yes,
all those things.
But you know what it
How do
is?
you do
It's
it?
the power of a story.
Yeah.
If I know something personal about you, I'll never forget you.
Yeah.
If I only know your name, I promise you I'm going to forget your name. I'll be like, hey, girl, how you doing? And you will still get the same energy from me because I love what I do. I love embracing people. I'm not a different person off stage than I am on stage.
Yeah,
I'm the same person.
I can attest to
And we
that.
definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I don't like when I see people who are different. But when you see me engaging with people and I remember their name and I remember, it is because there's something they told me about their story that I remember. So I always tell people will remember and repeat stories, not bullet points.
Yeah.
Right? So like I could hear you give a speech, or I could be introduced to you and not remember you, honestly.
Yeah.
But if I find something out about your story and why you do what you do, it could be something small. I will never forget you.
Yeah.
There will be something that clicks when I see you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I remember XYZ and XYZ. How's this going? I'll never forget I was speaking at a conference. And oh my goodness, I'm wearing earrings. Okay. Sorry, that just hit me.
I ain't want to start you earlier.
Why somebody ain't tell me I forgot my earrings? That's because the kids is at home for coronavirus.
Your little comfort piece ain't didn't even work for you.
Yeah,
You like,
I done ran out the house. And look, and then the bad part, I'm sorry to take a sidebar, is that I told my daughter, I was like, I need silver earrings so I can match the dress, and still came out the door. So look ahead, coronavirus, you got to get out of here. I remember I was at this conference, and it was hosted by Doreen Rainey, and I spoke at the conference, and this woman, we remembered each other because she had this story about having a struggle with fibroids and endometriosis, and I had the same story. And we literally hugged in the hallway like we had known each other forever. And she thanked me for some encouragement I had given her like years before that or something like that. We ended up praying together in the hallway, and it was a beautiful thing, but I knew something about her story.
Yeah.
So your stories resonate, and people remember them.
And see, me, I know y'all just know for sure that I'm an extrovert, but like the introvert part in me, when I go and I speak, I be like just one person. All I need to connect with is one person. So normally from every location, I will remember at least one person's name, even exchange personal telephone numbers with them, which was funny because I've only had one cell phone number my entire life, right? And I used to be real stingy with my cell phone number. Now I give it out. Like, people, I'm serious. I used to be a little trip. But one person, if I connect with that one person, and it's always normally like one person for sure. I'll get more people, but I won't necessarily remember everything. I'll be like, tell me again. Let me look at your Facebook picture. Like, be looking to see. I be talking, and then I'm about to give away my little secret, but this is what I do. I'll say, let's take a selfie. Y'all know I'm the selfie queen. I'll say, let's take a selfie. And I'll be like, here, put your number here. I'm going to text you the picture. Just send me your name back. Then I'll be like, oh, that's so-and-so. And then I'll get it. So when I post it, I'll be like, that's so-and-so. If so-and-so ain't put their last name sometimes, it takes me a little minute to get to. But I really try to remember and try to engage. But I be like, man, I don't know how Cheryl does it. The PNC conference, that was the one where I was like, wow. Like, wow. And then you spoke, and after your presentation, everybody came up, and they were like, Cheryl, and I was like, she knows all of these people. I was like, okay. But yeah, so your mechanism, I get it. So I guess I got to, listen up a little bit more instead of just looking for that one. Because that one is what I do, right?
If a person can tell me why they do what they do, that's more important than what they do.
Yeah.
Like it's more effective, it impacts me more, it resonates more, and it's gonna make me remember you if I need that service or skill or that product. I'm probably going to send my business to you just because there's a deeper connection. It's the KLT factor, know, like, and trust. Versus, oh, okay, that person, it can be 20 people in this room to do taxes. But I know that girl right there, she does taxes because she came from Jamaica. She had a long family history of her father didn't do taxes. That impacted her not getting scholarships that she wanted to get into. I'm like, okay, she getting my business right there.
That's that storyline. Everyone has a story.
And I definitely believe in that alignment connection. So it's this one young lady, Rhonda. So she's my client. And I'm like, how did you find me? So, I always try to find a connection. If it's a referral, I try to do my referral thing. And I'm like, how did you find me? She was like, oh my God, you was on Cheryl Wood Talk Show. You had on that yellow dress. And you and Cheryl was on fire and da-da-da-da-da. And oh my God, I've been following you ever since. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting with you. And I was like,
I love it.
I was like, calm down. My inner self was like, oh, we are good. We are in Starbucks, shorty. Don't do this to me.
Look at that influence.
I would even run out and throw my guards up. I'm from Southeast, so don't do that.
Right.
But anyway, we ended up having a bond, so I know her. And when we're going, I do an extra little stuff for her. Like, okay, we're going to do this. But like that piece of it, you just never know how somebody knows you. And you don't know how many people that I met through you. Like, oh my God. Janice!
We connected. It was the event where we were in Maryland.
Cambridge, Maryland. Like when we go to commercial, we'll show them again. I started going through. And
the pajama thing.
That
was the women's retreat.
Yes. I said, Janice is in Women Inspired. I know Janice. Like the 27 2017 December when we went to Peggy Morrison's or somebody's dinner and Linda Clemens.
Yes.
I said,
I was
Janice
there.
is in this picture right here too.
Yeah.
Like, hold on. So it's that whole bunch, Sinead, Myra, Andrea. Like, when you start going down the line, I've met so many people, so many sisters, Amina, Nicole, so many
I
people.
know, but I love when I see like stuff like this and they're connecting. I don't have to be in everything because I ain't got time to be in everything. But it makes I'm telling you, it makes my heart so joyful because people. It's the same if I go back and look on my journey. Peggy Morris, like I look at all the people I got connected through because I got connected to Peggy, and Peggy connected me to George Fraser. You know, it's like that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's
genuinely how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Not you got mad because now they hanging out and you not.
Girl.
Like, girl, I ain't got time. I'm home in my pajamas anyway.
Girl, right.
But you're supposed to be, there should be a joy in your heart when people connect and branch off and do, affiliations and collaborations and projects. And you were the root of how they got connected.
Absolutely.
That means you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
Absolutely. That goes to my next one.
I'm looking at her notes.
Right. Imprint. So the definition of imprint is to impress or stamp. My game's coming out. To impress or stamp a mark or outline on a surface or a person. Like, that was my whole thing. We kind of said it, but it was like, do you have any idea, like really, like seriously, any idea of how many clients you have served, how many imprints that you have made across the globe? Any idea?
You know what? I think that's something I need to work on.
Yes.
I think I don't feed into that because I feel like there's so many more lives out. There's, how like in your mind you like, there's still so much to do.
Yeah.
There's like billions of people. I haven't touched 1 million people yet. So I think sometimes I'm so like, okay, how do I get to more people? How do I touch more women? That I don't focus on the imprint that's already there until I look at pictures like that. And I'm just like, oh my, like sometimes my husband will go through my Facebook page and he like, do you understand? Like your whole journey is like right here over the past 10 years. Look at that. He'll be like scrolling and scrolling.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, look at my hand right there. No.
I was looking at our hairstyle and our
your
clothes.
humility, of who you are and what you do. That doesn't, you're not so focused on, who you've impacted or the number in a sense, but just the journey and see the impact of all the women that she has brought together and embraced. And
I have a belief in the back of my mind that somebody somewhere at some point is saying something good about how I've touched them.
Yeah.
Right? Like
definitely.
even if they never tell me, even if I never know it, even if I'm not in the conversation, even if I never know about the conversation, it's something about being a good person.
That's right.
A kind person. I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I don't, I treat people the way I want to be treated. I serve my clients with everything I have. With whatever I know, you're going to know. And it doesn't matter what level you invest with me. It doesn't matter how I serve you. It's always going to be the best of me. And so I just function in life believing that that's enough. Like as long as I gave the best of me and treated people the way I wanted to be treated, somehow that's always going to be enough. It's always going to come back to me. And I think that's how I get opportunities that I get. Because of that. Because it's like you put out good, you do good. It's coming back some kind of way. And I really believe that in my heart. And I believe that if somebody, my name came up in a conversation somewhere and that it would be something positive would be said. I feel like there's few times that it will be anything negative that will be said, and that is enough for me.
And I love that. But like, if you get a chance, just try it. Like, I'm into like just things like that. So I actually track the number of employees that I supervise.
Okay.
And like right now, my count is 217. So when I go back and I reach back and I talk to them and I look at their successful journey, like as a teacher, as a leader, as a supervisor, it warms my heart to see their journey of where they started to where they are. My clients the same way. So I count my clients in another way, but when they come back for multiple services, it's hard to keep up with that number. But when I was going through the pictures, that's what made me add that question. Because I was like, hold on. The first time that I met you in person was at the Harbor. In person. Harbor, we had on red Valentine's Day. And I started looking at people who were in the picture. Myra was in the picture. Andrea was in the picture. Ariel was in the picture. Nicole was in the picture. I didn't meet them that night, but like later on, so I just started looking. I'm like, dang, her imprint. Then later on, Robin was in the pictures, and I just started going down the line. It was just like so many people that was in the picture. So I'm not saying like do it for arrogance or whatever. I just would be interested because my daggone Facebook numbers, I started off with maybe like 400 friends. I just like, I don't know them. How can I accept them? Da, da, da. And it's like 4,000 that, and people that you can engage with and people that you can talk to and reach out. The number of inboxes that you get for information or somebody saying, I heard you, I saw you, I seen you. So it's like a gratitude journey, like journal. Like sometimes when you're going through things, it empowers me more. It does. I don't need it for like an ego or anything like that. I'm good. Everything I do comes from God. But like going back through my gratitude journal, it helps me when I'm going through something, going back and looking at my records, because I hate doing invoices, but when I'm going back and doing the invoices, you know what I mean? And everything starts to add up, and I'm like, it gives me more motivation to do it. Like, hey, no pun intended. But
But here's the thing, here's the reality of that in my world. I mean, not everybody stops and acknowledges the impact that you've had and the imprint that you've had.
Yeah.
And sometimes you've given people everything you have and above and beyond. And they won't utter your name. They won't give, homage where homage is due. So that's, I think, one of the reasons why I stopped. Because I used to be like, well, I helped that person. And I supported that person. And then there would be, and nothing. And I had to work on that because I didn't want my energy to be sucked dry because people weren't acknowledging the impact that I had in their lives. You see what I'm saying? So it really, that was the shift for me, was, Cheryl, don't focus on who's saying you impacted and who's saying, you know what you've done. Right. You know how you serve.
Don't count who said it, count who you know. Right. Like your record show, like people can display whatever they want to play. Right. Your record book and your numbers don't lie. You know what I'm saying? So
that was something I was going to ask you about. Did that have any kind of effect on you, like in the beginning of your career, when you helped folks and you got into a certain aspect and they did not acknowledge you?
There was a really tough time period I went through where my energy was sucked dry because I'm not a coach who just coaches you and then once your investment is over, that's it, you done. You can still reach out to me. I'm still touchable. It hurt me to my core that there were people that I served in abundance, overwhelming. Even now, I just had a client who reached out to me recently and wanted to have like an hour session with me. And she's like, how much would it cost? But she had already been a client. Like, no, I'm not gonna charge you for that. Come on, come tell me what you're doing, what's been happening, So I gave her the hour session for free. I didn't care about what the money, you know what I'm saying? So I serve in that way. And yes, I went through a dark period where I didn't feel I was getting the acknowledgement. And I had to really sit in prayer and meditation and be like, God, why am I so hungry for somebody's acknowledgement? That's the truth. And then I stopped, and that was the day that I stopped. Like I was like, I can't do it anymore. I'm no longer going to look for who I've served, how I served. I'm just going to serve, and I'm going to move to the next. I'm going to serve, and I'm going to move to the next, and I'm going to serve, and I'm going to move to the next. And God will make sure that I get everything that's coming to me. I'm going to get it back tenfold. And it served me well. It really served me. It took me out of my own mind, my own mental space of feeling sucked dry because somebody wasn't saying my name. Because you can get caught up in that in the speaker industry. Because remember now, you're going all over the world. You're going all these places. I've spoken on stage with 2,000, 3,000 people in the room. And everybody, oh sure. You can get addicted to that. And I had to sit in a space and be like, are you getting addicted to people acknowledging you and saying your name? Is that why you need this? And it really wasn't. But I had to embrace that as a part of, is that why I'm feeling this way? And so for me, for my own peace and sanity and to keep doing what I'm doing, I put it all on the back burner. And just said, you're just going to serve and keep serving. You're going to serve and keep serving. You got a voice? Okay, you're going to use the voice. You got to worry about who's going to say, who's saying what. You're going to use your voice.
No, and I
listen
get
to
it
that
from your
voice
point that you
from
say.
the higher up above. Kept you focused. You'll get the negativity. It'll just consume you. I mean.
And I didn't want to be consumed by. I didn't want that to be the thing that was consuming me. Who was acknowledging me, or who wasn't acknowledging me, or who was honoring me, or paying homage to me? No, I don't need that. That's okay. I know that I woke up this morning, every day I want to be able to say that. I woke up
Yeah.
this morning and I walked in my
like
unique
that.
lane of brilliance. I did the thing that I believe I was born to do. That's enough.
I actually love that. And I told you I'm an introvert for real because I don't care. I mean, I do care about my clients. I love every one of my
really can't
clients.
tell the
But
difference.
like in myself, in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
side,
Yeah.
you know, I appreciate when somebody's like, oh my God, when they look at their resume and they're like, wow. But before they look at it, I look at it from where it started from and what I
Right.
did. And I be like, wow. Like, yeah, I did that. You know?
Motivated. I know that.
Like, I
Right.
did that.
Yeah, so I mean, and again, it's not cocky. It's when you know your thing.
That's
so
right.
I'm a numbers person. I like doing that. It motivates me.
And you got, and that's proof. That's testament to, as an entrepreneur, you have to figure out what works for you.
Yes, yes.
Like nobody
yes.
is the same. Everybody's journey not gonna be the
Yes,
same. What works for you
yes.
might not work for me, and it's okay.
Right.
It's okay to, but it's important that you get into a space of self-reflection and introspection to figure out what works for you.
Yeah, I like
Because
that.
you can have a coach who says, "Oh, you should do it this way, or you should do this, or you should do," and that might not be the best way for you.
Come
so I
on
always
now.
share with every client that I serve. I'm like, here's what I hear you saying. This would be my recommendation. But at the end of the day, it is your decision how you move forward.
Yes.
You have to move
Yeah.
forward with what's
Yeah.
in your heart, your spirit, your core. Because you know yourself better than anybody else
And
knows
what
you.
you're
Yeah,
comfortable
yeah.
And so
with.
you have to be okay saying, okay, I'm gonna take that. What do they say? Eat the meat and spit out the bones.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to do that as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, no, I love that, and I love your aspect from how you express why you don't do it, how, and all the different things. And you know, I always love your transparency.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, of course, people love what you help them with and help get them through. But you being transparent in terms of your journey that you go through,
Yeah.
you hop on that Facebook. Look, y'all. Let me tell y'all what's going on.
And
it's
it
all
goes back
pretty,
to
and I
our
love
upbringing
that.
too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was hungry for my father's attention, his love, his affection, but my father was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
That wasn't there. So
Yeah.
that craving came from somewhere. That craving to be told you're good enough. Yes, you know, you were great.
Yeah.
That comes from somewhere. And you got to be able to dig that up and be like, okay, why am I craving for somebody to say, that was a good job, Cheryl? That I had to, when I'm telling you, that was a phase, a season.
It's amazing how
Yes.
things of our childhood
Yes.
impact us for today.
You are
Yeah.
a sum total of your experiences.
Yeah.
You are a
Absolutely.
sum total of everything you went through. You know my story. So I didn't grow up with my father in my household, but my mother,
Yeah.
my teachers, my aunties, my everybody overcompensated for me.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, I had no idea. I thought everybody was wonderful, everybody was spectacular, till my sister and my cousin started trying to fight me for no reason at all. And then I realized that, you know, it was a little specialness going on. And then my
Right.
teachers started doing it, and people started doing it. And then I started understanding it was the favor of God
Yeah.
on my life.
That's right.
And it gave me this background with lack of father. I could have craved attention of da 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 da, but everybody empowered me so much. I would be like, oh yeah, okay,
Right.
let me do. Oh, I am. Oh, let me do. Let me do. Same thing about dark skin, light skin. We can go into that. That's a whole nother show. From that video with that
Absolutely.
little young
Yeah.
girl going around
Yeah.
talking about something. I'm
ugly.
God, I was
Yeah.
on the phone crying.
Yeah.
And Allison and Mark on 96.3, I called them. The show was halfway over. I'm like, they're like, you got something you want to say? And I'm like, yeah, I'm crying
Right.
because just listening to what this little girl
Yeah.
is saying, like,
Yeah.
you never know somebody's experiences
That's right.
and what they're going through. Just because whatever you worked yourself through, it doesn't mean that somebody else can handle it that way. I'm talking about depression
That's
and
right.
various things like that. Some things that we may not be able to comprehend and we may be able to, but it's all different levels to everything in the world. You will be amazing of some things that are going on with people that they don't share.
Absolutely.
That they don't
I mean,
share.
we're
You can't
almost
even really
trained.
tell, you know? You
Yeah.
can't even tell.
Because
Yeah.
we're
from that
trained to
individual.
mask
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're trained to walk out into the world as women.
Yes.
Whether we're bosses in our career, bosses
Yeah.
on our business, whatever. And we're trained to wear a mask and act like everything's okay.
Yeah.
And what is most of us, our initial reaction when somebody say, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm blessed and highly favored. Okay, that might be true, but there might be some real stuff
Stuff
going
that's
on
going
that
on.
you need to work out.
Yes.
And then the other piece of that is we judge each other so hard as women. We are our own worst critics
Yeah.
of each other when you don't know what's going on
Yeah.
with that woman in her life, in her spirit, in her soul, what she's struggling through. So it's like, if we just gotta be more supportive of each other.
That's
And
right.
that's, I think, for me, why I am the way I am in my business. I want women to feel included, not excluded.
I love that.
Like I'm not
love
into
that.
the exclusive thing. Oh, you can't get into this group, this club. Oh, this is special. This is no. We have to embrace each other so that we can expand this idea that we can be what we want to be. We
right.
can be bosses, but we can also be vulnerable enough to say, I don't have it all together. I don't know
Absolutely.
all the answers. I need some help. Like, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But especially in the entrepreneur world, we've been taught, don't tell nobody what you don't know. Don't let nobody know you don't know it all. I'm like, that's craziness.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
should be some stuff you don't know.
Yeah.
That you have to keep learning. You have to invest in to learn.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, in terms of like staff and people that I encounter all the time from entrepreneur, I learn stuff from my clients every day. We can
Yeah.
be talking about a resume, and I'm like, oh, you do what? Oh, tell me about
Yeah.
the nutritional system. I did a nutritionist
Exactly.
resume, and she ended up coaching me. I'm like, girl, let's flip the money and do whatever we need to
Right,
do
yeah.
because
Right.
I need to know these things. So
Yeah.
we don't know everything, and it's when we are open,
That's right.
vulnerable and transparent and telling like what's going on, you are almost guaranteed to run into somebody
That can
who
help.
had the exact same issue
Exactly.
or very similar or over that hump already
Yeah.
and give you that level of comfort that, oh, it can be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And here are the things that you're going to go through. So what would you like? Would you like to go through something scared, running scared, not knowing what's on the other side? Or would you like to be embraced by someone who went through the experience?
Right.
While it may not be 100%, but they'll say, oh, this is what's going to happen. This is how you prepare
Yeah.
for this. This is what you do. This is what
Absolutely.
you do. Like, you want to know the answers. And
Absolutely.
every day in our encounters, we have that, but it's when we don't, when we are holding
closed.
in and we're
Yeah.
not open to, we're missing answers.
Yeah.
Like you always say, you are the answers to somebody's problem.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
right,
And
right.
it's the truth.
Yeah.
And it's vice versa in everything. So you have your stuff, right?
Right.
When you share with all of these different people, but you're one of millions of people.
Right.
Look at how many millions of people have the answer for you.
Right.
But no, you want to hold your little stuff that
Yeah.
you got in
Yeah.
that you already went through or whatever. So you just holding it in. You're not growing and you're not like going in deeper. So I
What is
don't
that
get
you
it.
always taught us? Our story is not for us.
Yes, your story. Your story.
Yeah.
It's about you, but it's not for you. Like, yeah, you went through it. It is about you.
Yeah.
You went through the trauma, the drama,
Yeah.
the experiences, but it's for somebody else. And you have to walk through life knowing that somebody is, and we have to stop diminishing, like you said, what we
Yes.
know.
That's right.
Yes. So we got everybody on the line.
Yes.
Coach Cheryl this, Alonzo Gibbs, Kimberly Dixon, Dee Bowen, Wandy Swenson, Gianni Flowers, Anika Stewart, Kern Crockett, Jamil White, Dee Bowen again, Constance Craig, Tasha Event Planner, Teresa Warren, and I saw all my other friends. I saw Amy and all of them. It's too many to go through like right now,
Oh, I
but
see a couple of my friends too.
we'll go
Yay.
back through and circle. But I just got the time like we got 5 minutes left.
No, we don't.
Right.
No, we
Yeah.
don't. We don't have no
Just
5 minutes left.
So it's funny. We skipped the commercials. We skipped like
Wow.
everything, but we kind of touched upon like the topic.
Yeah.
So a woman's narrative. That's where I was leading into the discussion of you talking about. Everybody has a story,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Everybody has a story that somebody else needs to hear. Somebody went through, or somebody's going through, or somebody came out of it that we can have a discussion about. And then the other one was Women Inspiring Nations. So all of it kind of like run together in what we talk about.
Yep.
So we talk about books and because these are the titles of book projects and also international speaking and local speaking. But I did that in order to shape the conversation around the platform that you create for people. Like, you're a great speaker. Love to hear you speak. I can probably tell your story.
I know you can.
You tell it, but the amazing thing is how I've heard your story so many times, but depending on where we are, the different ways. And I'm telling you, that has blessed me so much. When I first started off, I had like a couple speeches that I was adding on, as I go along. I'd be like, okay, this is the topic. Let me add another one. Girl, Southeast, they gonna get
Southeast is here.
if they looking like they ready, I'll pull it out the bag in the a minute. I'll be like, oh yeah, the subtitle is, I got my title,
Right.
but the subtitle is Southeast to South Africa. They be like, oh, I'll be like, I got it, that's my
Yes,
crowd right
yes.
there. And then I'll just go and tell my story. And I'll
Yes.
pull out the pieces,
Yes.
look in their face and figure out what's going on. And the one thing I do though, I normally use an acronym, do it or
Yep.
something else. And I already have my words that go to it. D is for determination, O is for obedience. So I already have it. So now, you know that class that we went to in Dallas?
Yes.
I don't even write my speeches down.
Right.
I don't write them down. I'll be like, what's the title of it? I went to a conference called The Rose, ROSE. I wrote a word for each one of them, and I was like, how do it line to do it? And I already had my pieces going on, sold out my books, did everything. So
That's great.
I keep trying to pay you back from the first class that we took, and I just cannot seem to pay you back. Because every
Girl.
time I turn around, I got an email. I tried to pay for something. You like, did you see that email? And I'm like, what email? And I'm like, okay, but I just want to sincerely tell you that in terms of from our first encounter, right? Inbox me. I was like, who is Cheryl Woods? This is one of my numbers. I was like, don't nobody get in my Facebook friends unless I know them. But we were on Denise's show. And I was like, who is this? And I was like, miss, your inbox, your list is full. I can't even like do anything with your friendship. And you was like, okay, let me clean up one. Then I went in, I was like, oh, okay. And then I joined your class, right? Joined your class. Be waiting, like, here go my one question. And I'll be like, does anybody else
have questions?
have any questions?
Yep,
but can I tell you that package, whatever I did, it ended up running out because I ended up being the only one in class left over, so we couldn't do it. Sorry. But in terms of you and everything that you did my first year in business, you knocked my business out of, I know we're not supposed to be running the nose or whatever, but it's like, I gotta do this. We got hand sanitizer. Where the hand sanitizer? They're gonna be like, she was on TV doing the thing, but I felt it dripping. I couldn't be all cute and not have it going. But but when I tell you my first year, and that's why I be like numbers. I logged down my numbers, and I logged down my numbers. And I was like, oh, shucks. That's why, like, even whatever you do, I'm there. Whatever is going on,
really
I'm there. And I'm like, what do you need? What do you need me to buy a ticket? You need me to carry your coat?
Yep.
What do you need me to do? You need me to sell this stuff? I'm not good at sale, but I'll be like, here, this is what you need. Fill out this paper right here, and then that's what you do. Mm-hmm. And I know you have, like, your experiences in terms of Cheryl.
Well, when it's been what, 6 years now?
Yeah.
It was 6
Wow.
years. I
Can't believe
kind
it's
of
6
followed
years.
someone shared something on Facebook, and I think you speaking, and I began to just follow and listen to her and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I called you,
Yeah.
and it was, during that time frame for me, I had just lost my sister.
Yeah.
So I was going through some real, personal challenges with how to deal with that.
Yeah.
And, I was very authentic with you, telling you everything that went through. And we just hit it off very well, as far as just a conversation. And then for me, because I am an introvert, and just helping to open up and things of that nature, and the tools that you gave me, which, has helped me even in my business, overcome the personal situations that I was going through and the challenges. But again, to help me, have confidence in myself to, okay, let me speak about this. Let me share this, share this experience.
Yeah.
So it's
I mean, to see her sitting, to see all the stuff that she's doing now, like her Amy Taylor, like it really is so many people, and I'd be like, but it just, I don't need to count it, but I sit back and sometimes it's just, I'll see a post and I just smile. And I let it go. I release it, and
That's
move
the
on to
introvert in
next
you.
thing.
You got a little teeny bit of introvert.
I do have some introvert, but when I'm in my zone, it's like I'm all out there. But other than that, if you see me anywhere, I'm pretty much to myself. I'm reserved. I never come into a room with an entourage. People be like, "Oh, you the keynote speaker." I'll sit in the back of the room quietly. That's just me. I don't need everybody to know that. It's not what it's about.
Genuineness is what attracts people to you.
That's right.
Don't get me wrong. There are people that do their thing. That's their thing.
That's their thing.
And I've been with you, and I've seen people do their thing, and I'm like, oh my God, like okay, like, and then it's the whole genuineness of everything. And I'm telling you, like for me, that it was my, like you just gave away, I'm telling you, in the class, any question that I asked you, and I'll be like, and I understand if this is another class or whatever. You're like, no. Come on, let's do this.
Yeah.
Girl, I set up my automation system. I did this. Every time I did, I would ask you something. I would go and do my homework.
I know.
Then I would come with the questions that come next. And I would keep on doing and kept on. And I was like, I owe this lady a check.
But the fact is that you showed up. You showed up.
Yeah.
You did the work. You asked the questions. Like, it wasn't just, oh, you came to the class and that was it. You let it go. No, you came back with more questions, and then you went and executed, and then you came back with the next question. All I want a legacy that says she helped more people than she could ever count.
There you
it.
There you go. That's why you don't count.
That's
right.
Limitless, no limit.
That's
no
it.
limit, no limit. So I know we gotta get ready to go. So the last thing, our last topic, so we went through Women Inspiring Nation and the woman's narrative, kind of like talking into it. Women who wow. So women who wow. So basically I had been acknowledging various people. So the first time, y'all know, I acknowledged my mommy for all the greatness that she did. And then secondly, I acknowledged my Reverend Colette Rice. She's my friend, but I'm going to call her Reverend forever because however I meet people, that's how I end up doing it. But darling, my prayer partner and everything. So of course that brings me to today. So who do you all think it is? Nobody other than Cheryl. So thank you so much for all that you do.
Oh, yeah.
And
Gifts.
so you gotta open yours on air as we wind down. So normally I was giving everybody flowers so they can have it while they living. No, Corona, baby. Corona did not give you flowers. So yes. So
Okay, y'all don't even understand this right here. This is amazing. That's how you know when a person knows you. This is y'all. Look, don't play with my Coca-Cola.
Right.
Don't play with. We got a whole history about Coca-Cola and what she will pay
and it was not going to be a 2-liter. So that whole hotel thing in Dallas that I won't pay for one, I gave you 2.
If you want to give me a Coca-Cola. It cannot be a 2-liter. It got to be a can or an individual bottle.
Yeah.
Cold. And it's cold.
It's cold, so it's ready for you. And then in your card.
Yeah.
So basically, one of my proud moments for you, and it wasn't like, it was the buildup of it, and it was hearing your messages. When I saw you walk across the stage and get your doctoral degree.
So I still am like
that
shocked.
was amazing. That's our picture. Like
you were there. You've been at every major.
Yes.
You know why? Because you have the capacity to celebrate others.
I love it.
And it's genuine. You talk about genuine.
Yes.
It's genuine. You are the person I know I can call. I can ask anything.
Yep.
And we don't talk every day. We don't talk every week. But I know if it's something pressing. I know if it's something important. I know if I want somebody that I feel that they feel what's happening for me. You're going to be the person I call.
And can I tell you, I know that you feel me. When I was going through my sickness, when I was going through the multiple deaths and everything, I would just get a voicemail, hey girl, and I'm just checking on you. I remember I was in South Carolina, had no service or whatever, and you sent like a voice message, and I was like, hey, in the country, I can't even hear you. Was like, I was just calling and checking on you, and there was an issue that we were going through with our family, and I drove away so that I can just go and clear my head, and you called me. It's like when I'm sick, and your timing, like I know when there are divine relationships, and far more than thank you for my business. I do appreciate you doing that for my business, but I appreciate that friendship, and I know and I respect you for your job and your business and what you do, but I also appreciate the friendship like nobody's business.
We talk about you. If I say I'm planning anything, the first name's down, I'll be like, Miss Ladrine.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, Miss Ladrine gonna be there. And I always know you're gonna come through.
Yeah.
You, Amina, y'all are like my two, ride or dies. Amina been with me since day one.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing that I do that girl not gonna show up for.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's rare.
Yeah.
You know, you want more of it. You want more sisterhood, but not everybody has the capacity.
Yeah. So in that card, I have been trying to, I don't know if you already got it, but I was trying to get your frame for your diploma.
is that right? I haven't gotten it.
That's okay, perfect. So I was trying to meet up with you so we can go and do it, but
But
just
do you
let me know.
understand that that's all I've been talking about since
Dang.
December?
So-
it's in my trunk. Every day I say, today
Go.
I'm gonna go do it.
Right.
Ask
Do
Brianna.
it. Do it.
How long am I? Every day.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta
so.
go get my thing frame. It's in my trunk right now with the intention to do it.
There
So
we
you
go.
tell me.
So when
Divine.
I kept on trying to meet up with you, I was going to meet
See
you
what
so
I'm
we can
saying?
go get it framed because I just had mine's reframed and I was like,
I'm
oh.
just-
But anyway, we getting the wrap up moment and all of that
yeah.
good stuff. But see, y'all see how it goes. Like we went right through. We had some
Yeah.
topics, so we had to skip through. But when you have genuineness and greatness, so we are so dope.
Yes.
So we have to bring you back to talk about
Yes, I
your
would love to come
magazine.
back.
Your magazine, the whole title of it alone is so dope. I
It's
was
so
like,
dope.
I said, this is the name of our show. I was trying to get around and use it as one. I was like, no. So, and you guys say she's so dope. She's
so
so
dope.
dope. So thank you all, everybody, for tuning in. Y'all know that I always go back and read the comments and review it. Next show, next week, Corona like taking over, so it's probably going to be a replay. So I'm gonna sign off right here. Y'all not gonna see me till everything gets straightened up. The way my immune system works. Yeah, I've been in the house and came out for this. I'm going back in the house.
Yeah.
Y'all know I don't cook. I bought groceries. Chicken ain't work out too well last night. I'm gonna try it again and see how that goes. But yeah. So thank you all for joining, and thank you all. Thank you, Janice.
Yes.
Social media, real quick. We already know this real quick.
Janice Bowles, Facebook Janice Bowles, Instagram Janice Bowles.
Cheryl Empowers on everything social media.
That's
Cheryl
what
Empowers.
I did on your post. I was
Yep.
like, all platforms,
all platforms,
Cheryl
Cheryl Empowers.
I learned that for the radio station. My first one, I still got, yeah, but I'm still learning. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I'll go back and receive your comments and respond. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, sanitize, do what you need to do. Stay away from people. You don't got to go out. They had to shut the bars down.
Right.
All right, y'all. Bye.